I thought it would just be a fling. Something harmless. My wife didn't even know I booked the ticket. I didn't plan to fall in love. And I sure as hell didn't plan to destroy everything waiting for me back home. I'm sitting across from Lianne at this beachside bar in Cebu, and the sunset's painting everything gold. She reaches across the table and kisses me. Not one of those quick pecks. A real kiss. The kind that makes you forget where you are. You make me feel safe, Clinton, she whispers against my lips. I'm 60 years old, and I haven't heard words like that in maybe 15 years. Back home in Missouri, my wife Karen barely looks at me anymore. We eat dinner in silence. We sleep on opposite sides of the bed like strangers, but here, with Lianne's hand in mine, I feel alive again. I've never met anyone like you, I tell her, and I mean it. She smiles, those dark eyes lighting up. You're different from other foreigners. You actually listen. The waves are crashing behind us, and I'm thinking this is what happiness feels like. I'd forgotten. Karen used to look at me like this, back when we were young, but that was 32 years ago. Now she looks at me like I'm furniture, something she has to work around. Tell me about your life in America, Lianne says, stroking my hand. So I do. I tell her about construction work, about feeling invisible, about how my kids barely call anymore. She nods like she understands, like she cares. You deserve to be loved properly, she says. And something inside my chest breaks open. Maybe it's the beer. Maybe it's being 8,000 miles from home. But I believe her. I want to believe her so badly it hurts. 3 months earlier, I was standing in my kitchen in Kansas City, staring at divorce papers Karen had left on the counter. Not signed. Just there. A threat, maybe. Or a promise. We need to talk, she'd said that morning, but I was already out the door for work. We hadn't really talked in years. Not about anything that mattered. My buddy Mason pulled me aside at the job site later that week. You look like hell, Clinton. I probably did. 50-pound bags of concrete mix all day, silent dinners all night. Karen and I are having some trouble, I admitted. Mason nodded. Listen, brother. Take a vacation. Go somewhere you can think. I know a guy went to the Philippines. Said it changed his perspective. The Philippines. I'd never thought about it. But sitting in that travel agency, booking a 2-week trip to Cebu, it felt like escaping prison. I didn't tell Karen. Just said I was visiting my sister in Colorado. Coward's move, I know. But I needed air. I needed space. I needed to remember who I was before I became this ghost haunting my own house. The flight was 17 hours. Plenty of time to think about what I was running from. Or maybe running to. I met Lianne my second day there. She was walking past my hotel, this beautiful Filipino woman in scrubs. You look lost, she said in perfect English. I work at the hospital nearby. Are you okay? I wasn't lost. But I felt found. Back home, Karen's asleep by 9 every night. I'm in the garage, texting Lianne until midnight. Good morning, my handsome man, she sends with a selfie every day. She's getting ready for work, hair pulled back, that smile that makes my chest tight. I miss your voice, I type back. Call me later? And she does. WhatsApp calls while Karen's watching her shows. I tell Karen I'm taking work calls. She doesn't even look up. How was your day, love? Lianne asks, and I want to cry because someone's asking. Someone cares. I tell her about the foundation pour that went wrong, about my foreman being an ass, about feeling tired all the time. You work too hard, she says. You need someone to take care of you. Karen used to say things like that. Before the kids, before the mortgage, before we became these two people who happened to share an address. I keep thinking about Cebu. I tell Lianne, about you. I think about you too, she says, her voice soft. About how gentle you are, how you made me feel special. I'm lying to my wife every day now. Not just about the phone calls, about everything, about where my mind goes during dinner, about why I'm suddenly working late, about why I can't touch her anymore without thinking of someone else. The guilt's eating me alive, but I can't stop. Lianne sends voice messages while I'm driving to work. I miss you, Clinton. When can you come back to see me? I know I shouldn't. But I'm already looking at flights. I told my supervisor I had a project consultation in Manila. I confessed to Lianne at the airport. She throws her arms around me like I'm coming home from war. 2 weeks with you, she whispers in my ear. I can't believe you came back. We spend every day together. She takes me to her cousin's place in Lapu-Lapu, introduces me as her boyfriend. Her cousin Ria shakes my hand and says, Lianne talks about you constantly. You make her very happy. I'm floating. This beautiful, kind woman loves me. Actually loves me. Not tolerates me. Not stays with me out of habit. Loves me. Maybe someday you could stay longer, Lianne says one night as we're walking along the beach. Like, much longer. The idea hits me like lightning. What if I could? What if I retired early, sold the house, moved here, started over at 60 with someone who looks at me like I matter? I've been thinking the same thing, I tell her. Really? Her face lights up. We could get a little place together. I could keep working at the hospital. You could consult here, maybe start your own business. I'm designing our whole future in my head. Clinton and Lianne's construction company. Weekend trips to Bohol. A life where someone's happy to see me walk through the door. I love you, I tell her, and I mean it more than I've meant anything in years. I love you too, she says, and kisses me under the stars. More than you know. Karen's standing in the kitchen holding my phone when I walk in from work. Her face is stone. Who is she, Clinton? My blood turns to ice water. On the screen is a selfie Lianne sent yesterday. Her in a sundress, smiling at the camera. Beautiful and young, and everything Karen used to be. Karen, I can explain. Explain what? That you've been cheating on me? That while I've been trying to save our marriage, you've been playing house with some girl in the Philippines? Her voice is shaking. 32 years of marriage, and I've never seen her this angry, this hurt. It's not what you think, I start, but even I know that's bullshit. It's exactly what I think. She screams. You lied about Colorado. You lied about work calls. You've been living a double life. The neighbors can probably hear her. I don't care. I'm tired of lying. Yes, I say quietly. Yes, I have. She stares at me like I'm a stranger. Get out, she whispers. Get out of my house. I pack a bag while she sits on our bed crying. 24 hours ago I was planning a future with Lianne. Now I'm driving to a Super 8 with everything I own in 2 suitcases. In the motel room, I call Lianne. Karen found out. I tell her. Oh no, are you okay? She asks. For a moment I feel relief. Like I'm free. Like I can finally be honest about what I want. Then the guilt hits me like a truck. This means we can be real now, Lianne says when I tell her Karen wants a divorce. She sounds excited, happy, even. We don't have to hide anymore. I'm living in a furnished apartment, eating microwave dinners, and she's talking like we just won the lottery. I can start the paperwork next week. I tell her. Really? You'd do that for us? The joy in her voice makes my chest warm. Someone wants me. Someone's fighting for me instead of against me. I'm going to need some time to get my finances together. I explain. The house, splitting assets, it's complicated. Of course, love. I understand. But Clinton? Yeah? I've been thinking about getting my own place. Somewhere we could stay when you visit. But the deposits here are expensive. I wire her $2,000 that afternoon. It feels good to help her. To be needed. To have someone building a future with me instead of around me. But something changes after that. Her messages come less frequently. Busy day at the hospital. She explains when I ask. New scheduling system has us all confused. I miss talking to her every day. Miss feeling connected to someone who cares. Karen won't even answer when I call. My lawyer says the divorce will take months. I'm suspended between 2 lives belonging to neither. Clinton, I hate to ask, but I'm in trouble. Lianne's message comes at 2 a.m. my time. My cousin Ria is in the hospital. Emergency surgery. The family doesn't have money for the bills. My heart sinks. The woman who welcomed me into her home, who called me family. How much do you need? I type back immediately. 1,500 would cover it. I know it's a lot. I'll pay you back, I promise. I don't even hesitate. I send the money before lunch. Thank you so much. She messages. You saved us. I love you. That's the last message I get. Days pass. Nothing. I message her every morning. How's Ria doing? Thinking about you. Can we talk tonight? Radio silence. Her Facebook page disappears. I call the hospital in Cebu where she worked. I'm looking for Lianne Santos. I tell the receptionist. She's one of your staff. Long pause. Sir, we have no employee by that name. Never have. The phone slips from my hand. I call back, thinking they made a mistake. Different receptionist. Same answer. I search through every message, every photo, every promise she made, looking for something real, something true. But it's all gone. She's gone. And I'm sitting in this empty apartment, $3,500 poorer, with divorce papers on my coffee table and no one left to love me. I dial Karen's number at midnight, crying like I haven't cried since my father died. She answers on the fourth ring. Clinton? Her voice is careful, distant. Karen, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Silence. I can hear her breathing. She's gone. I whisper. The woman I left you for. She took my money and disappeared. She never worked where she said. I don't even know if her name was real. More silence. Then, good. Karen, please. I know I hurt you. I know I destroyed everything. But I need you to know I never meant for this to happen. You chose this, she says quietly. Every day for months, you chose her over me. Over us. Over 32 years. She's right. God help me, she's right. I was lonely, I try to explain. We hadn't talked in years. We were like strangers. So you found someone else instead of fighting for us. The line goes quiet for so long I think she hung up. Then, don't call me again, Clinton. I can't do this anymore. The dial tone echoes through my apartment. I sit there until sunrise, understanding for the first time what I've actually lost. Not just a wife, a best friend, a life, a future, everything. I'm walking through Loose Park, the same place Karen and I used to bring the kids when they were small. It's October now. The leaves are changing. I'm not thinking about Lianne anymore. Strange how someone who consumed my thoughts for months can just evaporate, like she was never real. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe I invented her out of my own loneliness. Took a woman who saw an easy mark and turned her into my salvation. I stop at the pond where Jenny used to feed ducks. My daughter hasn't spoken to me since the divorce was finalized. I'm not ready, she texted last month. Maybe someday. I can't blame her. I chose a stranger over her mother, over her, over everything stable and good in my life. But sitting on this bench, I'm not angry at Lianne anymore. She saw a man starving for attention and fed him exactly what he needed to hear. I'm angry at myself. At the version of me who thought love was supposed to feel desperate, who confused excitement with connection, who traded 32 years of real, complicated, difficult love for 3 months of pretty lies, Karen laughing at my stupid jokes, Karen holding my hand during my mother's funeral, Karen fighting with me about money and chores and whose turn it was to pick up milk. That was love, messy, imperfect, taken for granted love, and I threw it away chasing a fantasy. If you're watching this and you're married, listen to me. Don't do what I did. Don't confuse comfort with connection. Don't mistake kindness from a stranger for love. I thought I was missing something in my marriage. Turns out I was missing something in myself. The ability to fight for what I had instead of running toward what I wanted. Karen's remarried now. To her book club friend, Dave. He's a good man. Better than me, probably. My kids are slowly letting me back into their lives. Jenny calls sometimes. Brief conversations, but it's something. I live alone in a 2-bedroom apartment. Work part-time for Mason's company. I'm not miserable. I'm not happy either. I'm just older and wiser and poorer than I was 2 years ago. I don't blame Lianne for taking my money. She saw an opportunity and took it. In her shoes, I might have done the same. I blame myself for being so hungry for validation that I fed a stranger my entire life savings, for confusing being wanted with being loved, for thinking the grass was greener when I'd never bothered to water my own lawn. If your marriage is in trouble, fight for it. Get counseling. Have the hard conversations. Do the work. Because starting over at 60 isn't the adventure you think it'll be. It's just being 60 and alone and wishing you'd been smarter when you had the chance. Take it from someone who learned the hard way. Sometimes the life you're trying to escape from is the only one worth living.